Hey there, pirates! Welcome aboard the Anime channel. Akainu possesses strong determinations and does not tolerate any failure from his subordinates, especially when it comes to the admirals, figures that, in his view, need to be powerful and untouchable. With the draw in the fight between Luffy and Kizaru, this could lead Akainu to make a difficult decision regarding his comrade, in order to maintain the reputation of the Navy intact and still respected by the citizens. In today's video, we'll talk about how Akainu might react to the news of the draw between Luffy and Kizaru that recently occurred in this Egghead arc, and how this could be detrimental to Kizaru if Akainu takes drastic actions. Before we dive into the video, don't forget to smash that like button, give us a thumbs up to unlock your Devil Fruit powers, and hit that subscribe button to awaken. Now, let's jump into the video. Guys, Akainu, whose real name is Sakazuki, is an intriguing character in the One Piece universe, especially regarding his interpretation and application of justice. His philosophy is encapsulated in an unwavering belief in absolute justice and is guided by the motto complete justice. This approach to justice reflects a relentless commitment to order and the eradication of chaos, but also reveals an extreme dogmatism that can have concerning consequences. Akainu's absolute justice is characterized by the tireless pursuit of the elimination of any threat to stability and order. For him, there is no room for nuances or moral contemplation. In his view, there is only right and wrong, and he is willing to do whatever is necessary to ensure that his understanding of justice is applied completely and unrestricted. This leads him to make severe and sometimes morally questionable decisions in the name of peace and security. The ultimate expression of this commitment is his willingness to sacrifice lives to maintain order. His decision to pursue absolute justice often puts him in conflict with other characters, such as Aokiji, who, despite sharing similar goals, diverges in his more flexible approach. Aokiji, unlike Akainu, is willing to consider mitigating circumstances and adopt a less rigid approach, recognizing that the world is not black and white. Akainu's view of the admirals is shaped by his belief in the need for power and invincibility. He sees the admirals as the supreme defenders of justice, demanding that they be unstoppable and unwavering in their role of preserving world order. This view is evident in his attitude during the clash with Aokiji, where the idea of a 10-day duel reflects Akainu's belief that only the strongest deserves to hold the position of admiral. Akainu's formidable reputation among the Marines is largely a result of his unwavering dedication to absolute justice and his willingness to sacrifice anything to achieve his goals. However, the dogmatism that drives him can have negative implications, leading to excesses and actions that ultimately may compromise the principles he intends to defend. In the recent events in Egghead, an epic battle between Kizaru, Admiral Borsalino, and Luffy, the Straw Hat, resulted in a surprising draw in this initial fight they had. Both fighters displayed incredible strength, but neither managed to effectively fulfill their goal of completely defeating the opponent. Both find themselves unable to continue the fight momentarily. Kizaru, known for his unparalleled speed and ability to use light, failed to annihilate Luffy once and for all. Similarly, Luffy, even unleashing his powerful Gear 5th, was unable to completely overcome the resilience of the Admiral. The battlefield in Egghead was marked by the intensity and ferocity of the confrontation, with exchanges of devastating blows that left both opponents on the brink of collapse. The unpredictability of the fight demonstrates that even the most powerful warriors have limitations, and the tied result indicates a temporary suspension of the conflict. Both adversaries, now knocked out and unable to continue, reveal the extent of the effort exerted in the pursuit of their goals. This draw not only maintains tension in the plot, but also provides room for the future development of the storyline, raising questions about the paths these characters will take after this intense confrontation. In the world of One Piece, where battles are often marked by twists and surprises, the undecided conclusion between Kizaru and Luffy becomes even more intriguing for the story. The inability of both sides to secure a decisive victory highlights the complexity of power dynamics and the unpredictability of battles, keeping fans eager to discover the future twists of this thrilling saga. Kizaru's inability to defeat Luffy in a globally watched confrontation may have significant implications not only for the Admiral's personal reputation, but also for the overall image of the Navy. In a world where the strength and effectiveness of the Navy are crucial for maintaining global order, the disclosure of an inconclusive outcome could lead to waves of speculation, mistrust, and even instability. The reputation of the Admirals is undeniably crucial for the Navy's credibility. Kizaru, known for his unshakable demeanor and unparalleled power, now faces the possibility of tarnishing his image by failing to subdue an opponent as powerful and famous as Luffy. This turn of events could be exploited by Navy detractors, undermining public confidence in the organization's ability to maintain order and face high-level threats. The news of this draw, if disclosed globally, could be interpreted in various ways. Some might see it as a sign that the Navy is not as invincible as believed, questioning the effectiveness of its leaders and, by extension, the absolute justice they represent. Furthermore, the news of a draw between a Navy admiral and a pirate could inspire other pirate groups to openly challenge government forces. The perceived vulnerability of the admirals could motivate more pirates to defy the established order, undermining the Navy's efforts to maintain stability in the seas. The inconclusive result of the clash between Kizaru and Luffy has the potential not only to shake public confidence in the Navy, but also to create rifts within the hierarchy itself. Akainu, who already harbors intense anger towards Luffy since the traumatic events in Marineford, may view Kizaru's inability as a critical failure. Akainu, the fervent advocate of absolute justice, has high expectations for his subordinates, especially those holding the position of admiral. Kizaru, the Admiral of Light, is someone in whom Akainu places considerable trust due to his exceptional abilities and reputation for efficiency. Akainu's frustration with Kizaru's inability to subdue Luffy could lead to deep disappointment and possibly a critical re-evaluation of Kizaru's position as an admiral. The leader-subordinate relationship is fundamental in the Navy's structure, and Kizaru's failure to fulfill his role in this specific confrontation could lead Akainu to question the loyalty and effectiveness of his Admiral of Light. The anger that Akainu already feels towards Luffy could intensify, extending to Kizaru for not eliminating this potential threat. This failure could become a source of internal tension, not only between Akainu and Kizaru, but potentially among the admirals themselves. Questioning the effectiveness of an admiral could breed mistrust and divisions within the naval hierarchy, affecting not only the chain of command, but also the internal cohesion of the Navy as an institution. Faced with Kizaru's failure to capture or defeat Luffy, Akainu is confronted with three crucial options that will shape not only the fate of the Admiral of Light, but also the reputation of the Navy as a whole. The first option would be to adopt a more discreet approach, choosing to conceal the details of the confrontation between Kizaru and Luffy. Keeping this incident away from the world's eyes would preserve Kizaru's image as an effective admiral, thus avoiding a stain on the Navy's reputation. However, even if this choice protected the organization's facade, Akainu would not escape his own frustration and disappointment regarding Kizaru's performance. Lack of transparency could breed mistrust among other Navy members, increasing internal tension. The second option would be more drastic. Akainu could decide to demote Kizaru from his position as admiral, a move that would send a clear message about intolerance for incompetence. By demoting Kizaru, Akainu could try to mitigate damage to the Navy's reputation by replacing the admiral with someone even more powerful and efficient. This approach, though vigorous, could generate instability within the military hierarchy and set a precedent that would shake confidence in all admirals. The third option, the most severe, would be to expel Kizaru from the Navy. This extreme decision would send a message of absolute intolerance for incompetence and could be seen as Akainu's effort to preserve the Navy's untarnished image. However, the expulsion of an admiral would also pose challenges and questions from other members of the organization, triggering a chain reaction that could undermine internal stability. Regardless of Akainu's choice, the outcome of this episode will have significant repercussions for the Navy and for Kizaru himself. Each option presents its own risks and benefits, and Akainu faces the challenge of making a decision that balances the need to preserve the Navy's reputation with the need to maintain internal cohesion. The future trajectory of Kizaru as an admiral and the impacts on the Navy's structure await unfolding in this complex scenario. That's a wrap for today's content. We hope you enjoyed it and want to share your thoughts on the subject. Don't forget to share the video, give it a thumbs up, and catch you in the next video. Take care and stay awesome.